Welcome to What Lies Ahead. I'm your host, Chris Raffini, lead singer of the Long Island band Overthrow. On my podcast, I explore everything related to the hardcore scene through the eyes of artists, promoters, and record labels. As always, please like or subscribe on all social media platforms. For more information and updates, check out our Instagram page at @WhatLiesAhead_podcast and find us on Facebook by searching What Lies Ahead. Now, on to the show. On this episode is Natalie, the lead singer behind the Long Island band Family Dinner. Known for their sharp storytelling and emotionally charged sound, Family Dinner has built a loyal following with a string of standout releases, including their most recent album, God Looks Out for Fools, out on Other People Records. Today, we'll talk about their musical history, writing process, how Family Dinner shapes their sound, and what's coming next for the band. Natalie, thanks for coming on. What's going on?
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. You guys, seen you guys a bunch of times. We actually just, well, in a way, I guess, kind of played together. We were you and Mike were honorary Weebles with me at the Weeble Wobbles about a month ago. You guys killed it with Heartbreaker. It sounded awesome. And then I saw you at the rehearsal. I saw you at rehearsal the day before, which was fun. That was really good. How did that come about with the Weebles?
Mike just reached out to Michael and I, and we were like, hell yeah, of course. And I loved Pat Benatar growing up, so it was really, really cool to be able to do Heartbreaker with them.
Yeah, and it's online if people did not get the chance to see it. It was fun. We were talking to some people that night at the show, and it just felt like a really fun, crowded house party. That night. And that's that's what the Weebles are. It was really fun. It was awesome to see that and all the people that collaborated with them with other songs. So, but I guess let's start with you, because we were talking before this, and obviously it started with from what I remember, it was 7 years ago playing this summer. 7 years ago, like we played my band with you at McAllister's benefit, the Wild Fest 4, when you were in Flesh Prison. Yes. That was a long time ago, which is crazy. So I guess we'll start with you. With your first interest in music, when you started going to shows, then what led you to like, okay, I want to sing?
So singing, when I think about it, is just very random. Like, it was something that I always loved to do, but I never really thought that I had a great, like, conventionally nice voice. So I loved singing, like, growing up, just in the shower, whatever. Started going to shows probably when I was in high school. I would go to the Vibe Lounge in Rockville Center. Loved ska. That was like the big scene that I was in. But I don't know. Singing, I guess I didn't really start doing that with anybody else until I did guitar class in high school. My friend would pick up her guitar. We would cut class sometimes and do duets and covers in the stairwell and record them. So I guess that was when things kind of started, and I was like, oh, I can kind of hold a tune. Mm-hmm. Let's do this. And from there, it kind of, spiraled.
Yeah, from there and just kept going. When did you feel like because they're singing right the way you were doing it, but then there's getting up in front of people and singing comfortably, like going back into high school. I work at a high school, so it just made me think, like, were you in like chorus or chorale or concert choir or anything like that you were experiencing getting up in front of people and singing for the first time?
So it didn't start with singing, actually. When I was in high school, I was in Model Congress. So that was like the debate team. And that was really when I first started getting up in front of people and expressing myself. So that had me feeling a little bit more comfortable. I used to choke up there if I was making a presentation in front of my class. So that was a little bit of a gateway. And then my friend and I did some open mics. And then from there, I started jamming with Michael's old band, Butt Sand, when we started dating. And that was kind of how we spiraled into Copsucker, which became Flesh Prison. And I was kind of like, oh, I think I'd feel more comfortable screaming in front of people than just regular singing, because I'm still not confident in my pretty voice. And so that was how we became a hardcore metal band. And I feel like singing like that kind of gave me my stage balls and made me more comfortable to get more into like the vulnerable singing.
It's interesting you say that. It's like screaming, which I do, is different than getting up and singing. Like there is a difference to it. You're right. Like in a different level of confidence that you feel to get there. And it's funny, it's doing that definitely leads to you. Okay, first it's like doing that gets you comfortable getting in front of everybody. That will then openly lead to screaming. So let's talk Flesh Prison for a little bit because we did play that one show together. How long did that run with Flesh Prison go until you decided to like, okay, let's end it? And then did it lead right into Family Dinner? And then do you guys take that out? Did you guys play out of state? Did you like, where did that go with that band?
So Flesh Prison like pretty much just stayed on Long Island. We didn't really go out much with that. Um it kind of naturally fizzled out. There wasn't like really an end to it, but we did start Family Dinner with Nick and Sam and Michael, of course, and we started doing more with Family Dinner and we started going out of state and like doing stuff. Or I don't even think at that point we were out of state yet, but we were getting a lot more shows and like needed to be more consistent with practicing, that we kind of had to give up the Flesh Prison so that we could prioritize.
Ever Flesh Prison reunion show at any point? Or it's just you're so knee deep into Family Dinner that would never happen, you know?
If we could remember those songs, I wouldn't be opposed.
So Family Dinner. So it sounds like it started. It was like, okay, Flesh Prison basically ended. Family Dinner was moving. Was the idea of Family Dinner to be a serious band, like in terms of where you'll be? Like we said, you have a weekend coming up in the Northeast, coming up in a few weeks. You've had a lot of big tours, which we'll get into. A couple of really great releases. I'm sure there's more to come. But was Family Dinner or the plan of Family Dinner to be that band that does that? Or it was like just starting out as fun and different? Because obviously Family Dinner is different from Flesh Prison, which we'll get into the sound. But was that the plan for Family Dinner moving forward when you started?
I mean, I guess when we first started, there wasn't truly a plan. We were just like, we're writing songs and we're playing music together and we're having fun and we're going to do whatever we can. But never in my wildest dreams did I think that Michael and I would quit our careers for this band. So it was not necessarily planned, but very much welcomed. And we always were open to the idea of, taking it more seriously and doing more with it.
It built fast too, and it snowballed quick in a good way. Like obviously it's super catchy. Was that now catchy was that now when you guys started the band? Was it and such a cliche title I'm giving to give you guys as a sound, but was it a conscious effort for that rock sound? Like I'm going to call it that, right? Because there's a lot more to it. But was it because it's different than Flesh Prison? Was it you're like, okay, let's do something completely different as opposed to what we were doing?
Yeah, no, we definitely wanted to go more like rock, definitely grungy. I feel like we all kind of took our personal tastes and like infused them into the band very well. And yeah, it just made a cool new sound that we all really enjoyed. And we just had fun with the process.
Yeah, it was, and the sound kept developing, right? Obviously, from into the I call it's not the new album, but the newest album that you have out now. Where are you guys now with it? Because you have the new album. Are you currently writing? You probably have. I guess you would have some new songs or a bunch of new songs since the new album. So where's Family Dinner right now in terms of new material, writing, and all that stuff?
We are in the studio.
Oh, that's exciting. So the songs are done, or you're in the studio writing?
So a lot of songs are finished musically. I know our drummer Shauna was just doing drum tracks, so she finally put all of the drum stuff, I think, on 6 songs. And I think total we have 12 instrumental. I've
Okay.
done vocals on maybe 3 or 4 fully, and then I still have a ways to go. But
Okay.
yeah, vocals pretty much come last. So it's
So
all me right now. And then Rat's a very busy man. So whenever
mhm.
we can get in with him, we do. And we've been kind of going from there.
Is there a timeline you want with this?
Um, Not necessarily. We just want to have it locked and loaded and, you know, when the
Yeah.
time is right, we'll put her out. But we're hoping maybe for some songs to come out in the spring
Oh,
or
cool.
summer.
Okay.
So
Have you, because I haven't actually seen you guys in a little bit. So have you been playing new material?
no, we're
No,
still
you're saving it.
still on God Looks Out for Fools. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Still saving it until it comes out. Now let's talk, I guess, the writing process, how it was for this album, because it's always interesting to me how that goes. So did the band come in like Mike or like people come in with well, you have the ability to hear like what he's writing, but like obviously the house, but do you have lyrics or hooks in your mind written some for a song, or you need to hear the music for songs?
It's a little half and half. Like with some things, I definitely need to hear the music to like figure out what I think that song should be about because I get very much a vibe from the instrumentals. I'm like, oh, like this topic would fit this and all of that. So I did have a notebook where I wrote down a bunch of themes that I did want to
Uh,
address on the record and stuff that I wanted to write about, but I kind of leave it open ended until I have the instrumentals in front of me.
yeah, that makes sense too. It's cool. Like you have your ideas, right? Like subject wise. And then it sounds like then when you hear the music, that would lead to one of those songs that you would have. Is there anything that you still have to write over now, or you're pretty much these songs are done? It's just more of a matter of recording.
I definitely have some writing ahead of me.
Mhm.
Um, a bit of a procrastinator,
Mhm.
and I definitely had some writer's block this time around. I'm getting into some vulnerable topics, so some of it is like a little hard to like get myself to sit down and spill my guts on paper. So,
Yeah, yeah, and get like have that comfortably like done, right, and have it come across sincere and genuine, like what you guys do with your other stuff, right? Um, so that sounds great. So how would you describe, because people haven't heard this, what it sounds like compared to, and I'm calling the album the older stuff, but compared to the last album that came out, just a progression in terms of where you were. Are you hitting areas that Family Dinner hasn't hit before with some of the music?
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's going to be some very different new stuff. I'm getting a little back into my grittier yelling side, which I'm excited about.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of experimentation on this record, and I'm really excited for everyone to see like how our sound has progressed.
Okay, cool. Now, what's with this? Do you feel moving forward what the plan would be, I guess, right? Like hopefully if you get some stuff out for the spring and just from, like booking everything now with shows and everything is so far in advance, right? So you probably have an idea of what you're doing, or are there some things you're waiting just in line for this release in terms of what to do to support it?
We're kind of waiting to like see where the timeline of actually having all of the songs ready is. We want to play as many shows like all over the place as possible, try
Mhm.
to get out of New York more, but we don't
Mhm.
have anything tangible at the moment. Just
Mhm.
rip and travel.
And then all of a sudden it'll come. Like that's just, I feel like, right? Like that's what'll end up happening. Do you feel like even with the last record, were there any tracks that didn't make the record?
Um,
Or everything was recorded, was done? It was good.
yeah, I don't think we left anything out. I think we were pretty
Yeah.
happy with. And I know with like the songs that we are writing now, we're doing a lot so that we can potentially like maybe put some out as um just an EP or
Oh, okay.
just have options like to throw away and pick and choose what makes it onto the record.
Hmm. And a lot has happened since the last like record. You guys obviously been playing a lot, some big tours, which I definitely want to talk about. Definitely talk about Red Rocks, which is like, you know, coolest thing. It's just that was so awesome seeing that. It was with Bloc Party, right? That tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So but yeah, I wanted to get into that. But do you like with this new material, um, is there also, because you haven't played it yet, excitement to like want to play those songs live, but you're also at the same point where you're like, we got to get this done. You're not even thinking of that?
No, there are definitely some songs that I am so excited to get up and sing. That's
Mhm.
gonna be a really good time.
idea of what a single would be yet, or you're not really there yet? You know, sometimes some of those new songs hit out. You're like, oh, this one I could see being a single to put out. Like, are you there yet, or just since it's not fully recorded?
We definitely have a few that we're like, oh, that's gonna be a really good one. Um, but yeah, basically we want to have the full picture of all of
Mm,
the songs and then from there cherry pick. But I will say some of the ones that I've recorded vocals on, they were very much like the easy pick songs. That's like, this is a banger. Like, I have so many ideas for this. We're gonna record this one. So
mhm. Yeah, that's cool. Record label wise, it's still you're still up in the air with that.
we're still on other people.
Okay, cool. So they'll be doing that. That's awesome. So talk about, I guess we'll talk about some of there's a lot. I could be missing some tours, obviously, but you had um, a lot of the US dates. You went to England, right? You were with the Movie Life at Automatica, Crime and Stereo, Block Party. You did a date with the Used. Was it one date or you did a couple with them, right?
Yeah,
Which
the
is super,
use
I
was
love the Used. That's such a super cool, right?
yeah, we were freaking out when we got that offer.
Mhm. That was awesome. So what happens? Like you get like just for people, it's like people sometimes in even me, right? You look on Instagram, Facebook, and like the flyers or the posts go, you're like, oh, that's amazing. They're playing with the Used. How does that stuff come about? With things like that, and then like what you're saying, it's like just the amazing reaction of like this is so cool, like we got this, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I know a lot of the times Travis is, our manager, Travis Riley.
Yep, that's yep. Mhm.
Yeah. First of all, ride or die. He's been there since the copsucker flesh prison days. But
Mhm.
he is always behind the scenes, submitting us and just throwing our names into pools. And sometimes we don't even know. And then we'll just,
To tell you.
yeah.
Which is
But
probably the best thing, right? You don't want to, yeah. It's like either get your hope ups or get let down by something. It's better to just like the Used. Was that one of them?
yeah, I don't even, I mean, I'm like wondering if I remember him saying he was going to put us in there. But again, like there are certain things where he's like, I'm going to throw your hat in the basket. And it's like, yeah, okay, the use. And then we
Mhm.
got it. And we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
so,
And the same thing with Block Party, right? Like that was
so
cool. The Midwest, and then you had Red Rocks. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, the block party, like we knew that he was going to put us in for that. We played a show with them at Brooklyn Steel a few years ago. And yeah, after that, like I know Travis is friends with Russell, and Russell enjoyed playing with us, liked our sound. So
Hmm.
yeah, definitely helped when we put our name in the pot for that tour we just did with them, and it was incredible.
When you get the dates back and you're looking at the itinerary and you see Red Rocks, what's the react like? Because I don't know if you've ever been there, but obviously you know of it. It's a legendary venue, right? But have you ever been there prior to that, or
No, it was
no?
definitely on the bucket list of places that I've always wanted to go and see a band. And then
And your first time is playing there, which is so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was very much a pinch me moment and like who keeps letting us get away with this?
Now, where you're at right now, because it is moving quick, but I'm getting the sense from just speaking to you and even with Mike, like that you're in the moment of enjoying it, where it's not going so fast, where it's like you're not thinking ahead of like, okay, what's next? What's next? You're actually enjoying what you're doing. Like, so like, meaning it was like when you're at Red Rocks, it was just like soaking it in almost like when you were playing there, right? Like that's how it had to feel, I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I will say like between like longer tours, we do get a little itchy and we're like, all right, like what's next? What are we doing? We're obviously passing the time like writing and recording and stuff, but it's been a while since we've been on the road, so we're kind of like, all right, like we need something, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Right. You got this little weekender coming up, which is fun. But I think what you're referring to is like a couple of weeks or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Look, I think when this album gets set and you have like a release date for it, even if they're risen prior, you guys are gonna have so many options. Well, you are, and you're gonna have to make that decision on what you're doing. So, set list. Let's talk your set list, like in structure and all that. Now, obviously, when you're your direct support for a band, you get what, like 8, 9 songs. So you pick the big ones, right? You're going to play Revenge Dress and Morning Haze, like that. That's in the set, right? Obviously, I think Morning Haze will always be in the set.
Oh, for sure.
But how do you how do you go about picking a set list? In terms of before you're ready to play. Like and you know what? Let's use these three shows you have coming up
Yeah.
because that's decided, or you still guys are working that out.
We've had a set list that we've used for the last few shows that has really been working for us.
Mhm.
Um, that ends up kind of being up to, well, the guys with the instrumentals, like what leads into each other and like what needs the same tuning and all of
Mhm.
that. And then, I mean, Sean is a fucking beast and can really do anything, but it's like, do we want Shauna to have like three bangers in a row and just empty the gas tank right away, or
Mhm.
leave it to the end?
It's
Um,
almost, yeah, like live and learn from what you would do with doing the sets, right? By putting the structure together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, there's like some of the parts where I get the crowd involved, so it's nice to have that like peppered throughout.
Hmm. Yeah. Now, so when you're on that tour, I was just thinking with like Block Party and you're at Red Rocks, I keep bringing it up, but, um, and there's the in between, there's some songs, there's in between, there's talking and there's chatter. Do you have an idea of what you want to say in between some of the songs, or it's just kind of in the moment and you're like, okay, this is definitely want to hit talking about some of these topics.
I mean, I feel like it really depends on like the setting of the show or really the vibe. I pretty much like hit the usual stuff like any stories that I have about where we are or like expectations. I like to poke
Mhm.
fun at the crowd. We play Helianthus, and that is like our anti-war song. So
Mhm.
I always say a little something, about what's going on in this country and just things about making sure that everyone is looking out for each other and, you know,
Cool.
ice.
Yeah, and all that, right? And all the craziness that's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what are some songs that you don't play anymore that you wish you played?
Dark Waves.
You just can't, right? You can't wait and wait till this new album comes out. There's gonna be some other ones that you're gonna have to unfortunately take out, right? So that one, you just don't play it as much, huh?
Yeah. I think it's such a cool song, but it's definitely like a weirder B-side. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I enjoy that one a lot.
Are there songs that I'm sure everybody in the band has their own favorite song? Like I know that too, when I'm dealing with like doing that, where there was a song you wish everybody would get on the same page, which we should be playing that one. I'm sure there's probably a couple of those. Is that one of them, the one you just mentioned?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
what do we call it? Stubborn Hearts Club, we like just started putting back in the set, and I
Oh,
was really
cool.
excited about that because we hadn't played that in a while. But
Hmm.
I remember being at practice doing it for the first time in a long time. I'm like, wow, why don't we do this?
It was probably fun to do that, and probably energetic, like for you guys, like because you're playing, you're touring, it just gives like something new, a fresh feel almost, even though it's an older song, right?
Definitely.
So when you guys are touring, and I don't know, I'm just making up Texas here, and you're going through, you're going through Texas, and you're like, wow, Parasite's really streaming well in Houston. And what I'm referring to, if people don't know the other side of it, is Spotify for artists, where artists can go on and actually see where all the songs are streaming and where they're from. Do you guys look at that stuff, or it's more based on feel, in terms of how you go about putting everything together?
Um, I don't know if we've really like considered that when making a set list. Like I know when we're on a longer tour, we'll go with the same set list
Hmm.
because, we lock in and it just flows really nicely. But that is definitely something to look into. I know we have taken a look at the numbers and like have seen there have been some really random places that were like, what?
I know what you, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, and you guys have, you guys took off, but like even for us, like I know what you're referring to. Like I look at some places where it's playing, I'm like, how did that happen? It doesn't, it almost is like that didn't make any sense, kind of thing. So, any songs on the newest album or the last album that you have not played live?
Hmm, great question. Let me Off the top of my head, no, we've definitely played them all before, actually, because we did at the record release show.
Right. So you did the whole thing. You did,
Yeah.
yeah, you did the whole thing. Um, yeah, so that's what's going to happen with the new album, right? You have what, 10 to 12 new songs.
Yeah, it's gonna
Crazy,
be.
like certain songs that like you always are part of the set, yeah, you're gonna have
Yeah,
to, yeah. And then also it's probably with the new songs, trying them out and see how they are live, right? And getting the feel for them and everything,
for
you
sure.
know. Yeah. So we were talking, I mentioned that too. So getting the record out, what's the plans for the rest of the year, really? It's just it's you want to tour, right? And
Yeah.
keep, yeah, right. And just keep going. Do you see a tour where you guys are headlining on your own, or if something came up that you're good support with, does it matter to you what's coming?
Honestly, no. Like the whatchamacallit, the headline shows that we're doing are like smaller weekenders. It's like we see the internet numbers and they look crazy and cool, but it still takes a lot to fill up a room of strangers in a
Mhm.
completely different city that you've never been to. So
Mhm.
we're still working on that. The support tours are really nice because it gets us in front of a lot of new
Right.
people. And then we've definitely built off of like the tours that we've gone on when we did the Friday Pilots Club and the Highly Suspect tour. Like we met so many people from all these different cities and they're telling their friends, and
Oh, it is.
we have people in our comments like, come to Wisconsin. Like,
Mhm.
sick.
That's awesome. Have you hit out there? Have you gone there yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
Wisconsin is awesome and I can't wait to get back over there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great that you got that you do that. Um, where do you see the band in 5 years?
Um, Hopefully at Jones Beach.
I could 100%. You know what? I had something here as a note to say that, and I'm glad you did. I could 100% see you guys playing Jones Beach.
Jones Beach is our Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I could absolutely see you guys playing there with the like you just the sound, everything just fits like perfectly with that. So that will be happening very soon. So I know you got to manifest it, but I could totally see it. So that's cool. And it's just probably still making records. It's you guys are definitely enjoying it and having fun, right? So that's the cool thing about it. This is a little off topic before like an off topic question, but I think it's a good one too, to just to kind of like it's a self-reflection kind of thing. But then from there, I'll get into like a bunch of rapid fire questions for you. But what's just some advice that you would give yourself as a teenager? Go back to like 15-year-old Natalie, like advice that you would give yourself. It could be professionally, personally, anything.
Um, I guess just trust your gut and keep chasing whatever dreams come to you because 15-year-old me wouldn't believe half the stuff that we've done. And like
Mhm.
if I told 15-year-old myself that I was going to be in a band period, she would be like, "What? We're
Mhm.
doing that?" It's something that like the idea of it has always been cool to me and I've always loved music and bands and all of that, but I've never I guess believed that it could be me up there.
Right. And then you're playing a venue that you wanted to go to see a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 something years later, give or take. So cool. So now just a bunch of questions. There's no semblance of order. You'll see what I'm referring to here, but just first thing that comes to mind. What's your favorite show you played last year?
I think Berkeley, in California. It was, why am I blanking on?
Was that your first time in playing California?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was really cool. The crowd was electric. It was like the day after Red Rocks, and it was so funny because we came home and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Red Rocks, Red Rocks," and I'm like, "Okay, but that show in California."
And that was the day after or 2 days after, or whatever you were saying.
Yeah.
What a cool
And
follow up, right? Like you probably like nothing's going to top what we just did for the next couple of weeks, right?
yeah, no, but the crowd was awesome. There was like a standing section in the front. So people were actually able to like dance and pop off and like we had all of these kids moshing to us
That's
like
cool.
under the beautiful California sky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Favorite show you attended?
Ooh.
But that was very broad last year, just so it's a little. I don't know. You have to go all the way back in time for that one.
Damn. I gotta come back to that because I like sometimes I'll be asked a question and I'm like, did I go to any shows last year? And it's like, yes, I went to so many. I can't think of it.
Mhm. Well, you know what? I actually could ask you. So you toured with all these bands, but what's like a band like? Because you're either opening or you're the direct support for the headliner. Was there where a show you enjoyed watching the band that you were touring with?
I mean, we watched Block Party every night.
Yeah, that must have been fun, right? So and awesome. So yeah,
So yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess Block Party at Red Rocks was probably my favorite show.
that's cool. And where were you side stage for that, or you were able to just?
I literally took that show in from every angle possible. So, like, I went to the top, I went to the bottom, backstage, side stage, anywhere I could view it, I just took it all in.
It's cool, like what we were talking about before, like right, enjoying the moment of it. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. So it might be a bunch of them here, but it's a wow band that you've played with or shared the stage with. You're like, wow, I can't believe we just did that.
Um, well, definitely Block Party.
Mm-hmm.
Also, oh my God, what am I thinking again? Um, Jeez, I'm sorry. I keep blanking. Blonde Redhead was also incredible. Yeah, they were so good every night, just put on a beautiful show. Um, Also, Friday Pilots Club and the way that they captivated their crowds was just awesome. They had all of these kids in the palm of their hand in the middle of nowhere.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of big ones, diverse groups that you play with. That's amazing. Um, okay, your top three most influential albums for you.
Um, in Utero,
They
Live,
come up all the time. Like so how influential Nirvana.
yeah,
That's a great album.
Live Through This, and
And you're allowed to have more than three. If you have another one, that is obviously that is
yeah.
fine.
Um, hmm, Tragic Kingdom for sure.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, for this record, I've been listening to all of the B-52's records.
Mhm. I meant to ask, what's in you have your influences and Family Dinner has their sound. And I know I'm going back to the to what we were talking about. What is influencing the new record? Like what were you listening to? Was there a lot of stuff that you were really listening to at the time that again you weren't trying to be like, but maybe influenced a little bit of what was going on within the writing?
B-52's for sure. That
Wow. Okay,
like
that's cool.
heavy rotation.
Hmm.
Um,
That was just happened to be on, right? That wasn't like we're doing this way, right? It was just that's how it was. Okay.
yeah, no. So actually, going back to one of your questions, another show that was like wow for me was B-52's and Devo at Jones Beach.
The venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just seeing Cindy Wilson up there, like she was incredible. Her voice is insane and I just want to be her.
I'm inspired to be here. That's cool. So that, and you could maybe hear traces of that, obviously, with the new record, as you're saying, coming up, right? Yeah. What's your favorite venue to play?
Favorite venue? Damn. I guess it was I don't know why I can't remember this. Oh, the Greek Theater. Wow.
Oh, cool.
Importantly, that
Hmm.
was probably my favorite venue that we played. It was really cool out there. Everything sounded awesome from the stage, and you just had such a cool view.
Okay. Yeah. When you played. Now, who was that one with?
That was on the Block Party
That was
tour.
the Block Party. Man, you hit some really good ones there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was after Red Rocks. You played Greek Theater, basically.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool run. That really is. That's pretty awesome. Studio or performing,
What do you mean?
like recording or performing.
Oh,
Like,
which would I rather?
yeah,
Definitely performing.
performing. Favorite scene outside of Long Island?
Baltimore is sick. Philly, I'm really excited to step into.
Yeah, Philly's awesome. Cool. Festival or a show?
Ooh, to play or to attend?
Play. We'll do play first. Actually, you
Okay.
gave me an idea for a second question. Thanks. Yeah, play.
Yeah. Um, we haven't really done any like big festivals, so that's a bucket list thing of mine. So I'd say festival.
Cool. What about the go-to?
Go to probably festival. I love, the energy of just running around and catching everything.
Yeah, like 30, like five different, 5 to 8 different stages. You're just all over the place. Yeah, that's definitely fun. Streaming or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah, we have an insane collection in our house.
Okay. If you had to choose here now, country or classical music?
Country.
True. EDM or acoustic?
Acoustic.
Acoustic. Okay. Um, what did you listen to last?
Last thing I listened to, the new Joyce Manor record.
Okay. You are the fastest person to answer that I've had on here. It's funny because we'll talk about like top 3 albums of all time and all this kind of stuff. And people can go back to like, the Rolodex of stuff they listen to. And then, but it's like people just don't remember what they listened to like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So I had you guys on. That's what I was listening to, just for anything. So I was listening to you guys before we came on. What are some new bands you like?
I wouldn't I guess I wouldn't call them new, but like Amel and the Sniffers is very much in the spotlight right now, and I think they're sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
We played with Cellmate, who we played with them in Pink Shift, and they were awesome, and I'm really excited to see what they do. And then Gripper is Shauna's other band that she's in, and they're just sick ass rock and roll, and I can't wait to see more stuff for them as well.
Oh, awesome. Natalie, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to end with before I sign us off for the interview?
Um, I believe that is it. Thank you so much for having me, and it was great talking to you.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Thank you. Hang tight. I'm just gonna sign us off and then we'll chat when we get off.
Sounds good.
Thank you for listening to the What Lies Ahead podcast, which is available on all streaming platforms. Go save the What Lies Ahead podcast playlist on Spotify that features all bands that were on the show. For more information on future episodes, you can go to my Instagram account and follow at What Lies Ahead _podcast and on Facebook by searching What Lies Ahead. See you on the next episode.